guys, so today I really wanted to film with this palette. I'm really excited about. This is the limited edition holiday collection. I think it's holiday collection. Cargo Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. I'm going to do a review on the palette as well as a demo, hence why I don't have eyeshadow on my eyes. And this is what she looks like. There is gold detailing and there are little like ornaments engraved in. It says Cargo Cosmetics on it. It does not say the actual name of the palette on the palette except for this little sticker right here. So this is the Emerald City palette, and if you open her up, see that. So I'm on Cargo Cosmetics website right now. This retails for $34 at their website and also at Kohl's. I picked mine up at Kohl's yesterday, so they are still available. They are limited edition. I don't know how long they're gonna be out. It says, escape to beautiful Seattle, influenced by the city's coffee culture, charming architecture, and the lush greenery of its forest that have inspired the city's nickname, Emerald City. This 12-well palette features deep green tones with gold highlights and rich neutrals. The palette is laid out in 3 quads and 6 duos, it looks like, and this is the back. So up here are the quads and down here are the duos, so it's rather interesting. I've never really seen a palette laid out in this format before. We are going to start with priming our eyes. I'm going to use my favorite eyeshadow primer. This is the Smashbox. Why do I have so much problem saying that word? Smashbox 24-hour photo finish shadow primer. It looks like this, and if you can't tell, it is a favorite of mine. I love this. And you literally need the smallest amounts. Boom, eyeshadow primer is on. So now we're going to dip into the Cargo Cosmetics palette. And, we're going to take a flat shader brush. This one in particular is from Wet n Wild. And we're going to take the shade Space Needle. You can see all my equipment and crap back there. But we're going to take the shade Space Needle, which is this one right here. Hello to my mirror. There's a mirror in this palette as well. And if I can take this off, I can use it. So we're going to take Space Needle and we're going to set our eyeshadow primer. I'm going to set this first and then I can swatch because I forgot to swatch. Okay, I forgot to do swatches. So we're going to do that right now. So let's just start with the top row, the top 6. So Northwest, Fairy, Space Needle, Yakima, that's how you say that word, and Seaport. I only have 5 fingers, so that's what the first 5 look like. Okay, they don't feel too bad. I'll say that. They don't feel too bad, but okay, so those are the first 5. It's terrible swatches, but they're actually kind of pretty. They're actually really pigmented, a lot more pigmented than I expected them to be. I've never tried anything by Cargo Cosmetics before, and to be honest, I didn't have super high hopes. But this palette seems to be proving me wrong, which I like. I love eyeshadow, and I love it 10 times more when they're actually usable and nice. Ooh, that one didn't swatch too well. Okay, so these are 5 more, and that dark brown shade, the very first one right here, did not swatch very well. That is Coffee, the matte brown shade. It's really patchy swatched, if you can see it, but the shimmery shades are beautiful. All right, I only have 2 more shades to swatch, so I'm just gonna leave my stained hand alone and I'll swatch somewhere else. We need to do Mount Rainier and Fremont, which Fremont is one I'm most excited about. Ready, boop, boop. Okay, so they are a little powdery, just like the tiniest bit. Okay, so they swatched decent. The one I'm really worried about is the dark brown. Coffee, which is this one. That one did not swatch very well. So we will see how it performs. I'm going to take a blending brush and I'm going to take the shade right next to Space Needle, which is Fairy, which is this one right here. And I'm going to run that in my crease, kind of like as a transition color. All right, so I'm going to pick up Fairy on my brush. Okay, so when I tap in, I don't know if you can see it because of the metallic finish. When I tap in, there is some fallout. That doesn't bother me particularly. I just kind of blow it off, and I always tap off the brush. But some people, fallout in a palette is like a big no-no for them. So just thought I should let you know. My baby hairs have been on full view the last 3 videos. Wow. I'm kind of impressed. Okay, so Fairy seems to be blending out really well. I can see it, I think, a little bit better in person than you can on camera. The same brush in Fairy, and I'm only, here I'll show you. I'm only gonna get like the side of the brush in here. This minimizes the amount of brushes I have to clean. And I'm gonna run this underneath my lash line and join it up here. So you can kind of see the shape I was creating. I'm gonna join it right here along the bottom. So it's kind of like blown out, but it's not exactly a smoky eye at this moment. It may turn into one, I don't know. Half the time when I do smoky eyes, I'm not meaning to, and then I just get crazy with shadow. So I don't want to jump straight in with coffee because I'm scared of how it'll blend out. So I'm going to take the shade Seaport, which is this one right here. On this brush actually has no name on it. It's just shaped like this, kind of like a dome shadow brush. I'm only going to take it on the tip. So there is fallout, but if you tap off the brush, you should be okay. So I'm going to leave my eyes kind of open, and I'm going to stick the brush directly in the crease and run it back and forth. My nose highlight is not playing games today. Do you see how bright it is? I'm wearing the Smashbox Casey Holmes collab for my highlighter today. And I believe it's Pearl. It's the lighter of the two. And I'm wearing the 2 lightest highlighters in there. I can't remember the exact names of them, but I do really like them. I think Casey did a fantastic job with those highlighters. So I will link her channel down below because I adore Casey. Now I'm going to test out the brush that came with the palette. I'm going to take the bigger of the 2. Looks like this. I know it has a bunch of wrinkles. Ignore it. And I don't know if I want to take Mount Rainier or Fremont. Alright, so I'm going to take the shade Mount Rainier, which is this one right here. You can't really see the names on the screen too well. But I'm going to pick this up. I haven't watched a review on this palette yet. Let's just... Okay, I'm not really seeing a whole lot of anything. So let's not tap off the brush this time and see what happens now. I'm definitely getting some fallout. All of this is fallout from this shadow. So there is fallout. If I knew there was going to be this much fallout, I probably wouldn't have done my foundation. But there's no turning back now. So okay, so Mount Rainier is not impressing me too much. If you can see, it's not very pigmented. And it's crumbling all over my face, and there are clumps on my actual eyeball. Like, I don't even know if you can see them, but there are clumps all over my eyelid from where I applied this shadow. Front shading brush looks like this. You can kind of see that better. And hopefully this one doesn't have the same problem. I'm not loving it. I'm not loving this particular shade. I was very happy with the others until I started to use this one. We're going to attempt to brush away all this fallout. If I get really close, this is all green. Looks brown on camera, but it is green, so it might stain my... Okay, so it doesn't flick away easily. Right here now there's a green spot, but sometimes that happens with fallout. You kind of just have to go with it. I might have to touch up my foundation again because it's not going away. And if you can see my waterline, a bunch of shadow has fallen down here. And it looks like I have lined my waterline when I have not. We're going to take a denser brush and attempt to blend these out, but we will see if they blend. I'm going to take Space Needle and try to blend out as much as I possibly can. These shadows, the more I try to work with them, the harder they're getting to work with. At least this particular shade, Mount Rainier, is not blending out easily. So, and if that was your favorite in this whole palette, I would probably just skip it. That is as good as the blending's going to get. These are extremely difficult to blend out. Like this eye, they're extremely hard to blend out. At least Mount Rainier was. So I'm going to take Coffee, which is the dark brown, on the small side of this brush. And I'm only going to pick up a little bit because these so far have not been the easiest to work with. I'm kind of scared, so. Okay, this brush is a no for me. I do not like the brush whatsoever. So I'm going to switch to a different brush. See this? They're like not even, they're like blending together. Does that make sense? So there is no gradient effect. I did go back in, try to apply more Coffee and try to get it to darken up a little bit, but it did not work. I'll probably crop it out because I wasn't in frame the whole time, but these shadows are so hard to blend. It won't blend out anymore. Same with this eye, they just will not blend out. It's driving me crazy, these shades. Oh, I will finish my eye makeup and everything, and then I will be right back to tell you guys my final thoughts, although you guys probably already know. Okay, I am back. I finished my whole face, and I was not planning on lining my waterline, but the shadows had fallen into my waterline. They would not like come out. Like there was nothing I could do about it, and I had to actually get help from the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. This is one of my favorite palettes, and I still couldn't get the Cargo palette to work, even with the Too Faced one. Okay, my final thoughts on the actual palette itself are the color selection is beautiful. I love the whole thing. I love greens, I love gold, I love neutrals. It's just my thing. And these two mattes are beautiful, Fairy and Space Needle. They're absolutely amazing. They blend out perfectly. Now, Coffee needs some work. Major work. It is really patchy and it's extremely difficult to blend out, and it did not work, and especially mixed with Mount Rainier, who had so much fallout that it was ridiculous. My face actually stained right here from green. So they do stain, like they have good staying power, but I would pass. They blend together, like you can't even see that I had a gradient at all at one point. You can't even see like the coffee color. They blend just together, like they mend together, and that's not what I was going for. If it is what you want, then maybe you love this. But I would say save the $34. Because, to be honest, the only shades in here that are really, really good are, like, the first 6. So, like, the last 6 aren't even worth your time. So, it's, like, 50-50 palette. I'll probably try it again and maybe let you guys know, like, on Instagram or Snapchat, because maybe it was the Smashbox primer or just the brush or whatever. Sometimes those things just don't mix together. And I looked this up right before I started filming the outro, and some people really, really loved this palette. So, maybe it's just the primer I used or something, but I would say pass, and I will let you guys know if I change my mind. So, yeah, that's today's video, and I will be filming a review on the Balm palette, Nude Tude, I think that's what it's called, sometime this weekend. That should be up Tuesday, so I will see you guys then. That weird noise is back. Ooh.